If you're seated for more than 4 hours every day, then this is the video that you want to watch. I'm Jackie McWilliams. I'm a professional massage therapist. How we sit is important. We'll have a look here at a seated, neutral and very relaxed position. In this position, the body weight is transferred through the sit bones and the floor takes up and supports about 1/4 of our body weight. Sitting for long periods of time every day places your body into unnatural positions. A couple of things change. The first thing is that your legs that would normally take your weight are at rest. And secondly, it now becomes the job of the core stability muscles in your stomach, in your pelvis and in your back. They take on the role of keeping your posture upright and keeping your body stable. You know, the side effects of sitting for too long show up very quickly. After about 3 hours of sitting, there is an up to 50% decrease in arterial dilation, meaning that there's compromised blood flow to the body. And after 2 weeks of sitting for, say, 6 hours a day, research has shown that LDL cholesterol, so that's the bad stuff, increases. The enzyme that digests fat also decreases, so you find it harder to lose weight. Generally, the muscles weaken, so you get impaired blood flow to the heart and to other vital organs, and you get a general sense of not feeling well. The bad news? Well, the bad news is that research shows that even if after a day's work you go to the gym or you go home, you take your dog out for a walk, as soon as you sit down again, the whole cycle starts up, and it's done in proportion to the length of time that you're sitting. There are about 700 skeletal muscles in the body. Those are the ones that we have voluntary control over. So you can see here in a relaxed upright position, there is a natural curve at the neck, upper back, the middle and lower back. Skeletal muscles are very important. They're very important to maintain our posture, our upright position, protection of our spine and mobility. In particular, I want to draw your attention to a couple of muscle pairs that work antagonistically. The first one is the biceps muscle here, triceps, that's one pair. Another pair is the quadriceps muscle along the front of the thigh and the hamstring muscle along the back of the thigh. And the third pair of note is the hip flexors here at the front and the glutes muscles at the side and the back. These muscle pairs work in opposite directions. They move the body in opposite directions, so it's not possible to do a bicep curl and extend your arm at the same time. So your spine is protected by bones called vertebrae. So we'll just have a look at where these vertebrae sit. First one is the cervical spine. There are 7 vertebrae here. Your thoracic spine here has 12 of these bones. Your lumbar spine has 5. Your sacral has 5 and your tailbone has 4. Very importantly, between sit donut-shaped cushions, if you like, and these are the vertebral discs. And a lot of times when we sit, it's these discs that come under pressure. So when we sit for long periods of time, it affects the lower and the upper body. Looking at the lower body, the first thing that starts to happen is when we slouch, our hips fall back and the whole back starts to arch forward. So it almost looks like we're caving in on ourselves. We lose the natural curve in our back, and it's the lower back that begins to bear most of the strain and bear the weight of the body. The most important issue that happens here is that the discs in the lumbar region start to bulge, and this usually becomes a chronic problem because it actually reduces shock absorption of the vertebrae. It throws the discs out of alignment and places pressure on the spine. Moving then to the upper body, as our body falls forward, the neck becomes very tense and tight. The neck shifts forward, and this adds tension to all the muscles in your shoulders, neck, arm and down your spinal cord. Over time, this area becomes very tender, and We see this all the time where people have knots in this whole shoulder and neck area. So there are things that we can do to deal with sitting for long periods of time. Research shows that even if you do work out regularly, it does not counter the effects of sitting too much. So some of the answers include things like microbursts of exercise every hour. For example, set your phone or something on your computer or an alarm that tells you to stand up, to maybe take the stairs and go up to the next floor, to go over to your colleague's desk and talk to them rather than send an email, or even do some yoga stretches. And you'll see some more mobility stretches on our website. Acupressure is the same idea as acupuncture, but we don't use needles. Acupressure points on the skin, as we can see here, are highly sensitive to electrical impulses in the body, and they conduct these signals freely away from the area to other parts of the body. What we know is that tension seems to accumulate around these acupressure points. Electrical channels called meridians connect these acupressure points not only to each other but also to other organs in the body. So when we press on one of these points, it can have an effect in a different part of the body. The chair that you see here is ergonomically designed, and it gives us free and clear access to the 12 primary meridians along the back, as well as other parts of the shoulders, arms, etc. And I'm just going to show you here 3 different techniques that we use to apply pressure to these areas. So for example, up here on the neck we have 2 pairs of acupressure points, and I'm just going to use thumb pressure on the central 2. I'm going to apply pressure at the top of the shoulder here in the midpoint. All 3 acupressure points are very effective in treating shoulder pain and stiff necks. Indian head massage, this is another treatment that we provide. The head, more than any other part of the body, represents who we are. What we do here is we massage the neck and the muscles of the upper back and the scalp, the same muscles that are affected by working at a computer or a workstation for long periods of time. Some of the different techniques that we use, from actual massage of the skin to tapping of the scalp, hair scrunching, which is often a favorite with people. These techniques all have the same end goal: muscle relaxation, stimulate blood flow, improve the dispersal of toxins, and they're also very good to relieve eye strain, especially if you're looking and concentrating at a screen or a monitor all day. Both of these treatments last for 20 minutes and they're done through clothing, so they're easily fitted into a busy working day. We come into your workplace and we take all the equipment with us. For more information, visit us at our website. Here's the link.